So, what does the future of project management really look like? Today, we're going to cut through all the noise and get right to the heart of the key trends that will define successful PMOs in 2026 and beyond. All right, let's dive in. Okay, let's be real for a second. If you're in the project management world, you are absolutely swimming in buzzwords right now. AI, agility, data driven everything. It can feel, a little overwhelming trying to figure out what's just hype and what's actually going to make a difference to the bottom line. But what if there was a way to sort through all that chaos? The solution isn't about chasing every single shiny new trend. Nope, it's about a fundamental evolution. It's the rise of what we're calling the strategic PMO. And this, right here, is the key to turning all that noise into a real competitive advantage. So, what exactly is a strategic PMO? Well, think of it this way. It's a huge shift from just tracking projects and making sure everyone follows the rules to becoming a true strategic partner at the table. We're not talking about simple oversight anymore. We're talking about actively driving business value, orchestrating the right projects, and really enabling growth. So, how does a PMO actually make that strategic leap? Well, it all starts with a foundational tech upgrade. We're talking about leveraging much smarter tools to build a much smarter PMO. And if you think this is just some small, incremental change, check this out. Gartner predicts that by 2030, a staggering 80% of the traditional work of project management, the data collection, the tracking, the reporting, will be handled by AI. Now, this isn't about replacing project managers. It's about freeing them up to focus on the high-value, strategic work that humans do best. And the opportunity on the other side of that, it's just as massive. Forrester research shows that businesses that are truly insight-driven are on track to take $1.8 trillion, that's with a T, annually from their competitors. That's the incredible value of using data not just to look in the rearview mirror, but to predict the future and make smarter decisions. Project intelligence is literally becoming business currency. Okay, that sounds huge, right? A little intimidating even. So where do you possibly begin? The key is to start small. Seriously, don't try to boil the ocean. Just pick one really time-consuming reporting task that your team hates doing. Pilot a single AI tool to automate it, and then measure. Measure the time you saved and, more importantly, the new insights you gained. It's a tiny experiment that can have huge returns. But here's the thing. Technology alone is never the answer, is it? The next pillar in this evolution is a huge shift in mindset. We're moving on to what we call the new agility, which is all about adopting smarter methods to create a genuinely responsive organization. All right, first things first, let's just get this out of the way. The whole Agile versus Waterfall debate, it's over. Done. The future is about moving from that old-school rigid control to a much more adaptive mindset. It's about shifting from clinging to one doctrine to having real strategic flexibility. It's not a choice between one or the other anymore. It's about creating smart hybrid models that actually fit the project you're working on. But here's the real secret sauce. Agility can't just live in a little bubble with one or two teams. The true competitive advantage comes from enterprise-wide agility. This is where the PMO has to step up and act as a catalyst to break down those frustrating old silos, improve how everyone works together, and make the entire organization faster and more responsive to whatever the market throws at it. So how do you start to build that kind of culture? Here's another fantastic, super actionable tip. Start hosting lessons learned sessions. Get different teams in a room to share what worked and, just as importantly, what didn't work, using Waterfall, Agile, or their hybrid approaches. This creates a powerful culture of shared knowledge and continuous improvement, and it just makes everybody smarter. And that brings us to our final pillar. And honestly, this is the one that ties everything else together. The leadership core. This is where all that tech and all those processes are guided by a smart, human-centric strategy. You see, the PMO's role really goes on a journey. It starts with the basics, tactical oversight, just tracking things and ensuring governance. From there, it matures into a strategic partner, making sure projects actually align with business goals. But the final, most impactful step, the ultimate goal, is to become a value orchestrator. That's about proactively making sure the organization isn't just doing projects right, but that it's doing the right projects. So what does this leadership look like day to day? Well, it means championing those human-centric power skills like communication and empathy, which are absolutely critical for today's distributed teams. It means demanding that every single project clearly quantifies its strategic value. And crucially, it means being the guardian of responsible innovation by setting clear, ethical guardrails for how AI is used. Okay, if you do just one thing after watching this explainer, please make it this. Mandate that every single project business case explicitly states and quantifies how it contributes to a core strategic objective of the company. This one change shifts the entire conversation from outputs to outcomes. So when you put it all together, the AI, the new agility, the data, the leadership, it really boils down to one fundamental choice. Is your PMO going to be a follower, stuck managing the tactics of the past, or is it going to be a leader, actively shaping the strategy of the future? And that leaves us with one final and I think really critical question for you to think about. Take a good hard look at your project management office. Is it built to manage the past, or is it truly equipped and empowered to lead your organization into the future? The answer to that? Well, that's going to define your success for years to come.
Thanks for watching. We appreciate you. Check out the next video on this topic, or subscribe to our channel to keep up with our latest explainer videos, live webinars, and other insights into technology solutions.